ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। So last time we were looking at the very basic definition of knowledge. When we say knowledge, especially Brahma Jnana, Atma Jnana, what is that knowledge? And I asked you to by heart that one statement. Just statement, right? I wanted you to by heart that one statement, which defines what is knowledge. Prama, right? Yeah. What is Prama? So knowledge, the right knowledge that would free us from all the bondages, right? From all kind of dukkham, that would give us that ultimate mukti, the parama mukti. That prama, he is defining very nicely. Abadhita artha vishayakam smriti bhinnameva jnanam prama. Okay, so we'll understand it very well, very nicely. Sounds very hard, but nothing hard here. Abadhita artha vishayakam jnanam. Abadhita artha vishayakam jnanam prama. And it is different from smriti. Smriti bhinnam jnanam. Smriti bhinnam jnanam prama. Abadhita artha vishayakam jnanam prama. Two definitions he is saying. Whatever is generated through a pramanam is prama. So pramanam is what? The means of knowledge. Now, when I look at this object, I used my eyes, that is means of knowledge. Pramanam I used, and what was created? The Prama, the book. The Prama, the knowledge of book was created. Now understand here something to be understood which we didn't discuss last time. Anytime I use a Pramanam, for example, my eyes are Pramanam for the entire gamut of sight. Right? Entire gamut of sight, the whole Drishya Prapancha, I can see through my eyes, I can have knowledge through my eyes. Especially their form, their color, I can have that knowledge. So Prama, that which is generated when I operate a Pramanam, okay, that which is generated when I operate a Pramanam, let's say it's a sound. What is the Pramanam for that? The means of knowledge? My ears, right? I cannot use my eyes for a sound. For a sound, I have to use my ears. For a smell, right, I have to use my nose. Taste, tongue. If it's cold or hot, I need to know, I need to touch with my skin. when I operate a pramanam, a means of knowledge, whatever is generated there is the praman about the object. Now, this book, it's so big, it's not going to hold in my head. Let's say we are looking at a tree. That tree is not inside my head. The mountain is not inside my head. Anything that I look at, those objects are not in my head. But what happens? There is something created, right? There is something created about that object, and that stays in my mind. And what do we call that one? What do we call? That is called a vritti. A vritti, a thought. So I look at the book, the whole book is not in my head, but something is created when that pramana and prameya come together, right? So there is prameya, means the object to be known is there. Understand very well. I'm going very basic. And we need to understand this, because this is a process of knowledge. This is not pravachan, right? Pravachan nahi hai. Pravachan mein to kuch bhi bol ke chale jao. Koi samjhe na samjhe kuch farak nahi padta. It's not a pravachan. This is a process of knowledge, understanding. I need to understand. मुझे समझना है कुछ बातें, और अगर कुछ बातों को समझना है, then आचार्य के जैसे समझाना पड़ता है. When I use my instrument, right instrument, and I either look at it, smell it, or touch it, or taste it, or hear it. So that object, there is a vritti created for that, and that gets stored in my mind. Okay, that gets stored in my mind. That's why later I can recall. When I recall, that tree doesn't come. Whatever form of that tree was stored in my head, that comes. Right? That comes. So that is smriti. Smriti means memory. प्रमा क्या है, ज्ञान क्या है, ये समझने के लिए all this we have to nicely understand. Now smriti is when, so that is there, that knowledge now, that vritti is there. Later when I recall, then it's a smriti. When I do this smaranam, when I remember it, is that object the true one? Is that object the true one? No. It's just what was stored in my head, right? The knowledge, the form of the knowledge that was stored in my head, I remember that. It was knowledge at the time of the pramana operation. When I was looking at it, it was knowledge. When I am looking at something, that is knowledge. But later, when I am remembering it, because there is no pramana vyavahara, understand, there is no pramana vyavahara, it is not knowledge. It is not prama. It is smriti. It is not prama anymore. It is smriti.
No, it was not prama, smriti, but my pramanam would be still there, because smriti mein pramana is the means. So my pramanam, my eyes, falling on object, which is a prama, and creating smriti.
Okay, but now can you...
When I'm recollecting again, when I'm visiting there, it's only smriti.
Only the thought. There is no pramana vyavahara there. I'm not using my eyes to look at that tree again when I'm remembering. Pramana vyavahara is not there.
We are bringing.
Yes.
Okay.
For the smriti, right? For the smriti, pramana vyavahara is not there. That tree is not there. वो पेड़ अभी नहीं है. वो पेड़ स्मृति के रूप में मेरे मन में है. जब मैं स्मृति को याद करता हूं, जब मैं चीजों को याद करता हूं, वो वस्तु नहीं है. उसका जो वृत्ति था मेरे अंदर, जो वृत्ति तैयार हुआ था उस वक्त, through the pramana vyavahara there was a vritti generated, and that vritti got stored in my mind, and that is smriti. Okay, and it could be many things. It could be even our anubhavas, right? Anubhava. So Anubhava means even, let's say I went to a place, right? I went to a place, I met somebody, I was in a particular situation where there was so much of happiness, so much of whatever I felt there, whatever was there, all that got stored in my mind. And when I remember that also, that's the praman. There at that time I'm not at that place, in that place, at that place, but I'm remembering it later, and that's the smriti.
Maharaji,
Ji.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm closing it. Every pramana cannot become our smriti until we focus on that. Otherwise, like, मैं तो कितने objects देखती हूँ, वो मेरी स्मृति में पटल में थोड़ी रहते हैं. Only when I really, this is the fight and flight. Like those situations, either we were, right?
No.
Really
If you have, hold on, whatever you have paid attention, and whatever you have, so whatever has been stored in your mind, right? It's not always flight and fight. You remember so many things, right? Things that you didn't pay attention, maybe you, because they didn't become part of your smriti, you don't remember them. Let's say you are walking, right? You are walking, you looked at so many things, but let's say somebody asks you, was the bank open? Was the ATM open? Maybe you passed by, but you never paid attention to it, so you may not be able to answer because that didn't become smriti in your mind, right?
Yeah, because mind was not backing.
Not back exactly. The pramana vyavahara didn't happen. Yeah, you didn't focus on remembering. Making that a thought, right? The whole world we look at, there is no way that whole world is in our head. But whatever form they stay in our head, they are vritti. They are called vritti. And when I remember those later, they are smriti. Now tell me if you understood this much. What is the difference between smriti and prama?
Prama is the present object right away. Like what you see
yes.
at present.
Prama.
Smriti is the kala.
Okay.
Like.
And more technically we can say, prama, we will call prama only when the pramana vyavahara is happening. There is pramanam is there. I am using my means of knowledge, right? And gaining that knowledge at that time, that is prama. Whereas for smriti, no pramana vyavahara. Understand? Pinkama makes sense?
Yes.
Yeah, question?
No, I am. Okay. Can you repeat that again? The pramanam. Prama is generated by pramanam, the knowledge.
By the operation of pramanam, the means of knowledge. When I operate my right means of knowledge for that knowledge, that field of knowledge. When I operate my pramanam, I use my means of knowledge, and then that thought is created, that is the prama. But I later, when I remember the same thing, I remember it's the same thing. But that's no more prama, that's smriti. That becomes memory.
So the prama is stored as vritti?
Yeah, prama is stored as vritti. Very good.
Vritti.
Prama is a vritti. Smriti also is a vritti. Okay, smriti also is a vritti, right? So same prama stays as a vritti, and when I remember also, that's also a vritti that was created at that time. But that is not prama, simply because the pramana vyavahara is not happening. There is no pramanam there. Okay. Already happened. Yeah, already happened. The pramana vyavahara happened. The pramana vyavahara, the usage of pramana happened at that time. Now there is no pramanam. It's there. It's coming. Okay. So that's why the smriti is smriti. How does the smriti come then? They say there is sakshi, because there is sakshi, another word. Don't worry about it. I'll explain again. Because there is sakshi, it's stored in the sakshi. It's stored in the sakshi means at that time it was vritti, the person that was there. Now also that same person is there, right? The person too. Remember that, but then without pramana vyavahara, this person can remember that sakshi bhasyam. It's known by the sakshi.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Now let's go to the next step. Now, in the definition of Prama, what is Jnanam? He says, Smriti Bhinnam Jnanam. When you say Brahma Jnana, right? Let's say, I am Brahman. If you say, oh, the teacher explained me, I remember, and now I am remembering that, okay? If I am remembering the knowledge that was created, is it Prama or is it Smriti?
Smriti.
It's Smriti. Remembering, right? Remembering is Smriti. Now, if you say, oh, the teacher explained me, I remember. I remember what? Aham Brahmasmi. That is not Prama. Very interesting. We think that is Jnanam, right? We think Aham Brahmasmi is Jnanam. I understood Aham Brahmasmi. That is Jnanam. That is Prama. So, he is defining, by this definition, he is saying, if you are remembering something, it's not Prama.
Okay.
So let's keep a gate simple,
Yeah.
at when it's a present moment, it's a Prama. Prama with Pramana.
Yeah.
When it is past moment, it's Smriti.
It's Smriti, yeah. If
Past.
it's past,
Remembering.
Smriti. So most of the Vedantic students, very advanced, higher class Vedanta student, they say, oh, I know the teacher explained, oh, Swamiji explained so much, I understood and I know now. But what do you know? Do you remember? Are you remembering what Swamiji explained in the class? And are you saying, that's what I know? Then you are remembering, and Acharya is saying here, Smriti Bhinnam Jnanam Prama. The Jnanam, the knowledge. Understand? Yes. So it cannot be your memory. If it is memory, the moment it's memory, you say memory, that's not the right knowledge we are talking about. That means now we have to look into what exactly are we calling Jnanam, Prama. And then also he is giving another definition. Okay, so one thing is clear, that Smriti, if it's a Smriti, it's not Prama. Smriti Bhinnam Jnanam Prama. It's other than Smriti, okay? Then he is giving another one, Abadhita Artha Vishayakam. When you looked at the tree, right? Can anybody come and say, no, it's an elephant to you? It's Abadhita. It cannot be negated by anybody. It's true to the object. When you use a pramanam, that knowledge that comes, the vritti that comes, is true to the object. True to the object, right? Now, let's say, okay, there was something shiny, round, shiny, there on the ground. You thought it's a coin, right? For $1 coin, maybe brass something was lying there, and you saw, or even a chocolate wrapper. From a distance, you thought you saw a coin. You saw a coin. Now the question is that jnanam? That is also, see, pramanam is there, eyes are there, I am looking through my eyes, it's something to be seen, looking through my eyes, and I am seeing there is a coin there. But then when I go closer, what happens? That jnanam is negated. It's not a coin. Any knowledge is true to, another statement to remember. Any knowledge is true to its prameya, the object. True to the object. So that means that vritti, the vritti that I am calling jnanam, has to be unnegatable. Right? Nobody can negate it. Abadhita artha. Badhita means negated, can be negated. Abadhita can never be negated, that kind of object. True to the object is knowledge. But it cannot be smriti, but it cannot be memory. Now, think about your Brahmajnanam, that we call Brahmajnanam, our Brahmajnanam, and see whether it fits into this criteria. Right? What do I understand? How do I understand Brahma Jnanam? Now, let's say, Acharya explained you Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman. Taittiriya Upanishad. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman. Soshnute Sarvan Kamaan Saha Brahmana Vipaschiteti. This is the statement. Now, Swamiji, Maharajji, Mahatma, whoever is, Guru, explained me what is Satyam, what is Jnanam, what is Anantam. Okay, that kind of Brahman, that kind of Brahman I am. The Acharya is explaining what is Brahman, Satyam Brahma. When Acharya is saying Satyam Brahma, what is being said there? Whatever you see is changing, ephemeral. So whatever is time bound is not Sat, that is Asat. Trikale api tishtati iti Sat. So time bound, even Kala is time bound. Kala comes in time and goes with reference to the creation. Kala is part of creation. Kala, Samay, Srishtika, Amsha. Kala, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, all these, they come. Trikale api tishtati, meaning there is no Trikala. Where there is no Trikala? There is no past, there is no future, there is no present. All the time it is there, ever it is there, ever shining principle is Satyam Brahma. And it's a shining principle, Jnanam Brahma. It is available, it's known all the time. Jnanam Brahma. And Anandam Brahma, there is no spatial limitation to it. It's not that it is here and it is not there. Everywhere it is there. This is the vritti created now. Now there is a vritti created for Brahma. Okay. Now this Brahman, I used my eyes and I saw a tree. I said this is a tree. Now this is Brahman. When I said this is Brahman, am I talking about an object? An object? So okay, all the objects are changing, all the objects are limited, all the objects are going to go away. That which doesn't go away, that is Brahman. Okay, that's an understanding. That is to only see all this teaching, Satyam, all these words, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Sat, Chit, Ananda, ये सब हम बताते हैं because to negate the idea of any object. ठीक है? When I use a pramana, I see a limited object always, right? I see a limited object. Through my eyes, I see a limited object. I smell a limited fragrance because that's how I can differentiate between this fragrance, that fragrance, which is, jeera ka smell kya hai, dhania ka smell kya hai, sab, because they are limited. They are only one type. I can look at the other type. I can understand the other type. I can differentiate between them. There is differentiation. So look at this. Any pramana vyavahara, in any pramana vyavahara, what happens? There are differentiations are there. Because of that, I am able to know the world differently, separately. Okay. Now, Brahman, you are saying Brahman is not something that I can separate from something. Why cannot I separate Brahman from something? Because Brahman, there is nothing other than Brahman. Right? There is nothing other than Satyam Brahma, Jnanam Brahma, Ekam Brahma, Anantam Brahma. Anantam itself is, that means there is nothing other than Brahman. So, what type of vritti will it create? Now, understand. What type of vritti will it create? See, tree vritti, book vritti, color vritti, green color, red color, yellow color, राधा कृष्ण भगवान, दुर्गा मैया, विष्णु सहस्त्र नाम अलग है, ललिता सहस्त्र नाम अलग है, शब्द, all different shabdas I can differentiate them. So all the shabdas I can differentiate them, all the smells, all the touches, different types of touches, sights, the whole sight world I can separate them. अलग अलग मैं समझ सकता हूं उनको, क्योंकि वो सीमित है. Whereas सत्यम ब्रह्म सीमा ही नहीं है, सीमित ही नहीं है. Right? So first of all, I don't know what kind of vritti it creates in me, okay? And then I remember that and say, that Brahman I am. Understand? First of all, where is the vritti for it? Where is the vritti for Brahma? Because there is no positive definition given. For Brahman, there is no positive definition given. It's all to negate the ideas that we have. Because anything जो भी हम जानते हैं प्रमाणों से, जो भी हम जानते हैं, whatever we know through the operation of pramana, it has all these three things. They are limited by kala. At one point they were not there. At one point they are there. At one point they will not be there. So they are time bound. So they are saying, no, Brahman is not time bound. Okay. So how do then what is the vritti for that? Okay, tree vritti. What is the vritti for Brahman? Okay. Very interesting. Then anything I see, all the other knowledge I get is they are spatially limited. But all that is saying is, no, Brahman is anandam, not spatially limited. But what is Brahman? Where is a positive description for Brahman? Give me a description. Like something, some color, some smell, some kind of something. What about some experience, right? Some way I should experience it. Well, we saw any experience is time bound. It is within a period of time. Actually, so many people go on travels to have a particular experience, but then they never get that. They come back with more frustration. Oh, I went on the cruise, but then it was not worth it. It's all time bound. It comes in time, in a particular situation when everything is good. Let's say, whatever experience we are having, a good experience, that's because of so many factors put together. Everything was perfect and we were at that time and that came. But then now that's a smriti in my head. It's gone. Okay, never cannot be an experience, right? So it cannot be experience, it cannot be any kind of object. So what kind of positive understanding entity is this Brahman? There is no way I can have a positive vritti for it. There is no positive vritti for Brahman. Okay, but then he is saying, abadhitartha bodhakam jnanam. So you are using a pramana which is giving you an object, description of an object, understanding of an object which is never negated, okay, which is never negated, and which is not smriti, which is not a memory, not part of your memory. Okay. Now we need to look into our Brahma Jnanam. When we call, okay, I understand Brahman, what do we exactly mean? Because see, this is where the Brahma Jnanam doesn't help. Because maybe it's not even a Jnanam. Maybe it's a smriti that we are holding on to. Maybe it's an experience that we are holding on to, some good feeling that we are holding on to, something. Because if it's knowledge, right? If it's true to the object right now, then it should be here right now. Here it should be. Okay. Anybody thinking anything, right? Anything coming to your mind. So, and feel free to talk so that we are on the same page, right? Even Brahma can be jnanam, a wrong perception. I told you, right? If you see a snake on the rope, a coin on a wrapper, maybe. But that is, for that time being, I thought that's what it is. It looked like that. There was but later we find that it is Brahma Jnanam. It is not the right Jnanam. It's not the right understanding. Smriti also is there as a vritti. What Shastra is saying, when you say Aham Brahma Asmi, it cannot be a Smriti. How we need to understand. So this statement, how do we understand? Yeah, go ahead. Anilanji.
But when we say, when we are studying at that time,
Yeah.
it doesn't come, I think it doesn't come as a vritti kind of thing, but somehow it's a knowing, which is not knowing of an object, knowing of a thing, or knowing of any visual or any other thing, but you somehow know.
It's understanding, sort of.
I won't say even it's that, it's kind of understanding, but not the understand. Like if we understand something, we understand by some visual, by some pramanam or something.
You're right. It feels like something is there, right? But then understand, the moment I say I understood, let's say I understand something. Even understanding, I understood something. But then that became a smriti.
That becomes a vritti. But this is not even understanding. It's just some kind of knowing. Like you know your name. You don't have, doesn't have to tell you, okay, your name is this or this.
But
even
that,
if the
hold on.
sound comes, you will respond to that sound because it's your name.
But hold on. As a child, did you respond to that name?
No.
Before the name was given to, So it was given to you, imposed onto you, and then so many times Neelam, and then then you started responding to it, right?
Yeah. But it's not even that, but it's some, I don't know how to explain, but it's
That is what I am fighting here, because that is, you cannot say it's something, right? We cannot say that, because if it's knowledge, like you cannot say I don't know, it is something. No, it's a book.
Yeah.
So when Shankaracharya says, understand, when Shankaracharya says, we know Brahman like Karatala Amalakavat. like a berry fruit on my palm, I know. What does that mean, right? That clear we have to be when we say Aham Brahmasmi, we need to know what is it that I am calling Brahman. and because that, if that clarity is not there, then my confusion,
Because whatever you see, whatever you do, everything,
Yeah.
there is nothing other than Brahman, then what? Then it's just a knowing, nothing is other than Brahman, that's it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's,
But then can we call that? So let's say that's what you understood in the teaching, right? During the teaching. Now that became a smriti for you, right? That became a smriti for you.
That's true, but it's not question of smriti. It's basically sort of, I don't think it's the right word to say accepting it, because there's not question of acceptance here.
I know you guys are kind of around that, but then you are not giving me the exact answer. We have the answer, it's there, but then you are not giving me the exact answer.
No.
महाराज जी
हाँ जी बोलो
एक बार मेरे को याद है आपने समझाया था गाड़ी में भी जा रहे थे साथ में
जी
आपने बोला था कि एक बार हमने क्लास में समझ लिया है ये
जी
ज्ञानम एंड वी आर मुक्ता नाउ
okay
Why you're saying that?
नहीं
okay
And
तो ये ज्ञानम हम जान चुके हैं हम ब्रह्मास्मि
hmm.
आई एम मुक्त फ्री
No, that's what I'm looking into. That's what I'm looking into. What exactly have we understood as Aham Brahmasmi, right? And if that is there, then where is our mukti? Because our mukti has to be here right away, right? Right away it has to be there, and we know.
ज्ञानम अनंतम है
And we know
अनंतम
how.
सब जगह है वो सब जगह है अनंतम
No, you don't have to be reminded. You don't have to recollect the idea. You don't have to dig into your memory to think that this is
Okay.
what I have.
So okay, you have tried. So let's put it in this way. Okay. Yeah, we all try. We are around. We are not far. But let's look at it now. Okay, with the definition. So with the teaching of the Acharya, with the teaching of the Shastra, we know Brahman is abadhitam. Understand? Abadhitam. Unnegatable. Why unnegatable? Because? Why unnegatable? Because?
it's everywhere.
Satyam, Jnanam, Anand. All the time there, all the place there is nothing. So the negation is in terms of what? These words. Negation always is in terms of time, in terms of space, right? In terms of not knowing it, ajnanam. But Brahman is the reality, is the tattvam that cannot be negated. Abadhita artha bodha, right? Artha. Abadhitam. Now this is crucial here. Now I'm using a pramanam now. What pramanam are we using for the jnanam, for this prama? What is the pramanam here? What is the pramanam?
Shastra.
Okay, very good. So Shastra is the pramanam. So Mahavakya is the pramanam. Mahavakyam is the pramanam. There is a pramanam here. Like my eyes were pramanam when I was looking at the tree, right? And I registered the tree. Now I am using pramanam right now. What is the pramanam? Mahavakya pramanam. Understand how every time when you say Aham Brahmasmi, how that is knowledge, prama. This we have to understand. I am using from Mahavakya from Shastra. Mahavakya. So that is my pramanam, like my eyes. And abadhita artha is where? Brahman is abadhita artha. That is there. And the pramanam is telling me Brahma. And pramanam is telling what is Brahma? What is Brahma? The pramanam is saying the very when you say I, this I, nothing doing, how you look, who you are, what is your state, what is your mind, what is going on in your life, nothing doing. When you say, the moment you say I, you know who you are calling, what is it that you are addressing? This I is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. This I. You can have your judgments, that's up to you, right? That's मुबारक हो. आप जो अपने बारे में सोचते हो मुबारक हो. But I, whenever you say I, umpteen times you say I. This Aham Brahmasmi is not a smriti. I am not remembering what Acharya said. Why I'm not remembering? It's not, why it's not a smriti? Now explain me why it is not a smriti. When I say aham brahmasmi, why it is not a smriti? You said just now, because the object is right now here. It's never not there.
बाधित है ना, आता है जाता है, तो those are the thing. जो सत्य है वो तो
आता नहीं है जाता, एग्जैक्टली, वो तो आता नहीं है जाता नहीं है, कुछ होता नहीं है. That means it has never gone anywhere. It is here.
देश काल वस्तु
अपरिच्छिन्नः, अपरिच्छिन्नं ब्रह्म. देश काल वस्तु अपरिच्छिन्नं ब्रह्म. So now it is here. It doesn't become smriti. There is no smriti involved here. When I say aham brahma asmi, Brahman is there. What we need to focus is that Brahman aham is not the focus. The focus is I. I, the one that I call I, it doesn't matter what that I looks to me. This I is the Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. There is Pramana. So three things. So Pramanam is there. Mahavakya Pramanam is there. Aham Brahmasmi is the Mahavakya Pramanam. And the knower is there. I am the knower. And the object is there. So now when you say Aham Brahmasmi, tell me, Pramana Vyavahara is happening or not happening? Are you engaging Pramanam or not?
Yes.
You are using Pramanam, right?
Yeah.
When you say Aham Brahmasmi, are you using Pramanam or not? You are using Pramanam.
Yes.
Is the object there or not? Is the object there or not?
There is no object. It's all.
Meaning, no, object meaning Brahman is there or not?
No, Brahman is always there.
Okay. So Brahman is always there. And are you using the Pramanam?
Till the Sharir is alive, Brahman is there.
No, even then.
Even after the Sharira goes, Brahman is there.
No, but this Sharir doesn't know, this brain doesn't know, this memory doesn't that time know it.
Yeah, that's why while alive only we have to know, right? We have to know.
Yeah. So that's why we get the knowledge while we are alive. It's just function of the brain.
Hold on. Now, come back to the definition of jnana. What I want to show you is the definition of jnana. So right now, what I am asking is when you say aham brahmasmi, are you using the pramanam or not? First question.
Oh, Shastra is the Pramanam.
Yes.
Yeah, we are using the pramanam. This is where we need to focus. Like I am using my eyes to look at the book, right? What color is this? I am using my eye. The same way, if somebody asks me, who are you? And the Shruti Vakya comes, let's say. I bring the Shruti Vakya right away, the Pramanam. What? Aham Brahma Asmi. Hold on. Now, what did I do? I opened the eyes. Okay? Till now, when the Mahavakya never came to my life, I said, oh, I'm so and so. Now what I did, I opened the Pramanam. Aham Brahma Asmi. Now, Pramanam is there. The Prameya is there. Prameya Brahma is always there. It's never not there. Prameya Brahma is there because I already now know that Brahman is that which is never not there. Brahman is that which is never not there. Brahman is that it's not limited by time, it's not limited by place, it is there. And then, hold on, two things are already done. So now, let's say the tree is there. Then what did I do? So go very slow and understand very carefully. The tree is there. I had closed my eyes. I opened my eyes. Now the tree the vritti, the tree vritti created. Okay? That tree vritti created, thought created. Now think about it. Brahman is there. Pramana came. Shruti Pramana came. Saying what? Brahma asti first. Brahma asti. And then it says, Aham Brahmasmi. How do I know that Brahman? The only way to know that Brahman is, I am that. There is nothing else. There is no other way. There is no any other way of knowing that Brahman. Because there is no color, there is no taste, there is no fragrance, there is no nothing. Okay? So the whole try of Acharya here is, what he is trying to help us with is, don't take that statement lightly. Because it's not a smriti, it's not a brahmajnanam. Till now you had a brahmajnanam. You thought, I am so and so. Because you didn't have pramanam. You don't have the right pramanam, right understanding. Shruti pramana Mahavakya comes. Now you are using the pramanam. Vastu prameya is there. The tree is there. I am using the I, and the vritti is created in me. This is tree. Now see, that tree is not part of me. That's why the tree as a vritti stays, separate vritti stays in our head. Now another step of understanding. Okay, the tree as an object, as a separate object, stays in my head. Okay, now Brahman Shastra says, Brahman is, what is Brahman? I am Brahman. I am Brahman. And is the I already there as a vritti in me? Is the I there as a vritti in me? Yeah, aham vritti. Yeah. All the time it is there. All the time, already I. The I vritti is already there. The tree vritti was not there. Understand? The tree vritti was not there. The book vritti was not there. The Himalaya vritti, the Kedarnath, Badrinath vritti was not there. I went to Badrinath, or I saw Badrinath, that became part of my memory. Now, what about I vritti? Does it need to be created? No. It's there already.
It's already there, yeah.
And the prameya vastu Brahma, is it already there?
Yeah.
It's already there.
The I vritti is I Ashok Bhatt.
Yeah.
Which I.
Okay. Even I Ashok Bhatt, if Sarvam Brahma, I Ashok Bhatt is what?
Brahma.
if there is no object that is away from Brahman,
Yeah, then I'm Brahman.
This body is Brahman, this mind is Brahman. Are you understanding it? That's the thing, right? Not just saying, but what I'm saying is, I am already there. I am already there all the time. There is no, I don't need to, this aham vritti doesn't need to be created. Tree vritti is to be created. Understand? Any other vritti, any other knowledge, any other thought is to be created in me by using a pramana. Whereas I vritti is always there. Even when I sleep, it is there. When I am awake, it is there. Trikale tishtati. Balyadishu api jagradadishu sarvasu avasthasu api aham iti antah spurantam. All the time it is there. So I vritti is already there. And then Brahman is something that is a... हाँ? कुछ बोला आपने माता जी?
Like, yeah. Can subject create a subject? See, object can create an object. Like a clay can create a pot can create, like if it is an object.
Very
but
good.
Can subject, I vritti, just create another subject, because subject has to be only one. Right?
Exactly. Can it create another object? No. That is why मैं वो ब्रह्म हूँ मैं वो ब्रह्म क्या हूँ मैं ब्रह्म हूँ that's it.
Yeah.
It's not that I am that Brahman, no. What I am is Brahman. What I call I, helpless, look at the helplessness of the whole thing. What I call I happens to be Brahman. Ah. Because the pramanam is there, the prameya is there, I am. So after this,
प्रमाणम और प्रमेय को जोड़ने वाला मैं सेतु हूँ, मैं ही तो.
yeah, we can say that. Now, what was missing here? Right? Now, whatever I understand, that, oh, this I happens to be the Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, what was missing?
The knowledge.
Yeah. Everything was there. It was always there. It is always Brahman. It is never not Brahman. It has been never not been Brahman. That's so mind-boggling, right? That's why Swamiji says enlightenment is there is no enlightenment here. It's just, oh, I always have been this.
It's like removing a veil of darkness to discover.
That's kind of a little bit kind of a poetic language or a mysterious language, but a more accurate language would be like anything. To know what it is, pramanam is necessary. The pramanam was missing. The right pramanam was missing. The right pramanam, even if it was around, I never paid attention to it. So for so many people, Vedanta classes are around, but then they don't go to that because that's where the pramanam comes from. To know who you are, right? To know what it is. Do you see that clarity? See, this is the clarity, right? Every class, Puja Swamiji will bring this to this point. Somehow, a discussion doesn't matter what it is. Because it is so clear, how can we miss it? Right? How can we miss it? So these kind of statements when they make in the Shastra, that's why I took this paragraph. There is much more, we will discuss about it later. So today it's already time. But that's what we need to look at. We need to understand. Now, my question is, or the Acharya asks now boldly, now how long do you want to wait? Can you wait? What are you waiting for? What is not there? What are you looking for? And even if you find something one day, what will you find out? Tell me now. क्या सुमन माता जी समझ में आ रहा है? You said a nice thing. I really, that was nice. Can the subject, that's a beautiful statement actually. Can the subject, because every other object is created in us as the piece of knowledge. But now the subject itself is the knowledge, is the object. The subject itself is what it is looking for. I'm already what I'm looking for. Clarifying on that more and more, right? Understanding that itself more and more, because there is nothing else. Already, Aham Brahmasmi, Shastra has given me the statement. But what I am thinking, without properly looking into it, I am thinking, oh no, maybe there is something still, I have to wait, I have to do something, I have to get somewhere, I have to, then umpteen, then the business goes on, like cleanse your mind, then you will know, do this, you will know, stand on your head, you will know, do Dhyasana, you will know, all that. You already, sorry?
ये इसमें ब्रह्मास्मि,
Ji.
Brahma is not the object, it's the subject, right?
Yes.
मैं आपको देख सकता हूँ, you are an object. I
Yeah.
can see my body, I am an object.
Okay. Yeah. That is the object. I can see my body, that is the object. And experience my mind, that is the object. Because we saw now, like Suman Mataji said, you can never objectify yourself. You are always the subject. What all you can see or experience is all object. Your mind is object, your body is object, your thoughts are object, your experiences are object. You slept yesterday, that was happily slept, that was experience, object gone, state of mind gone.
Everything is object. Everything is object.
Exactly. Other than me, everything is object. Yeah. And this
Negate all the objects.
even when you say, let's say, when I say body this, in this body only I am calling me as aham, that's it. The rest of the body is object anyways.
इसीलिए वो जगत मिथ्या बोलते हैं ना.
There you go. And the mithya is not away from satyam. It's not that satyam is somewhere and mithya is something else. No. What is mithya? Mithya is not other than Brahman.
Mithya is jagat, but what you can objectify, that is mithya.
Yeah, but is that mithya away from Brahman?
No.
Nothing can be away from Brahman. So everything is Brahman. Sarvam khalvidam Brahma. Always make sure you are not thinking मैं कुछ ब्रह्म के बारे में सुना हूँ, वो ब्रह्म में हूँ, that distance, because that always creates a distance between who you are really, right? Don't take it that way. Take it that this is a piece of knowledge, because right now I am using the pramanam. Anytime I use pramana, whatever that vritti is created with that pramanam is jnanam prama, and it's avadhita arthabodhakam. The object is never negated. So right now when I say aham brahmasmi, two things are happening. There is an object which is never negated. Just focus on this. This whole week I want you to write down and focus on this. That whenever I am saying aham brahmasmi, two things are happening here. One is the avadhita arthabodhaka vishaya is there, the artha is there. Brahma vastu is there. Brahman is there all the time because avadhita. And then what is happening? It is a pramavritti, it is jnanam, because I am using the pramanam right now. It's not smriti. It's right now I am using pramanam. Aham Brahma Asmi. And then we will take up that even talks about more Bhranti Jnanam, Smriti Jnanam, and Pramadjnanam. All that we will look into a little bit more hair splitting, because this helps me. Oh my God, what I am doing with what I already have. I have already everything, but then I am not paying right attention to it. I'm not looking at it that way. Om swasti prajabhyah paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahishaha go brahmanebhyah shubhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu kale varshatu parjanyah prithvi satya shalini deshoyam kshobarahitah brahmana santu nirbhayah सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ